like were some of your biggest concerns and worries about starting this program and working with me before we started?
I don't think it was any concerns necessarily with you. It was more just with my mindset, that I wasn't gonna fully invest in it because it was not pressured to be sociable or anything like that, but it was just like, what is this space gonna look like? Like, what is it gonna feel like? How are other people gonna be? So I was thinking of all that. Like, I guess I got a little anxious about it, just because I wasn't used to being in a group full of people and then being vulnerable with things that I wasn't good at, which is speaking. So
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me then how that fear and the fear of like being vulnerable around other people and the group environment, like how did that compare then with the actual experience?
it was a safe space. Like, it was everybody that was there had similar challenges, different challenges, and we were all just open to, discussing things that were going on in difficulties that we had. And then the way that you came to us with advice, it was just, I don't know, it just felt like it was easy to have conversations. It was easy to talk, where before it would kind of be like, I wouldn't want to say anything. And you made it a space where it was fun, it was inviting, and I wanted to participate versus like I wanted to sit in the corner and not have my camera on and not talk and just go ahead and see my name on there. But you know what I mean? So
That's so interesting for me to hear because like you became like one of the most active people on our Slack channel, like when people posted and stuff like that. Like you were always giving feedback and had like really thoughtful advice and insight for people. I was like, oh girl, like, should I pay you? Like, you are such a good natural mentor, you know? And so
yeah.
it's so interesting to hear that evolution of like, I don't even know if I want to talk to you being one of the most vocal people.
Yeah, I think I just invested in it at that point. It was just like, this is something that I really wanted to work on. And if I sat in the back, what was I going to get out of it? And so I really talked to myself and was like, girl, you just need to get out there and talk. Like, everybody has challenges and it's okay. Like, you can learn from somebody else, and being in the group, in the Slack group, and like, we learn from each other. And so there was things that maybe I was struggling with that somebody was able to give me some guidance or affirmations or just be there, and so I think it was the same for other people as well. It was like I looked forward to going to these things because I was like, damn, I remember when I felt like that, or I'm feeling like that now. And so it was good. It was welcoming, it was warming. Like I said, it always felt like a safe space. Like, we were always there for each other, everybody. So
Yeah. Yeah. When you're talking about investing, I do think that there's something that happens when you invest, like especially money. When we invest a decent amount of money, like suddenly our energy changes. Like when shit is free, you're like, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, maybe I show up, maybe I won't. But when you invest, I think it does change your like energetic spirit when you come into a place. You're like, okay, I need to make the most of this. Is
yeah,
that kind of like what you felt?
it wasn't even about the money, honestly, for
Ooh.
me. It wasn't. It was like, I'm investing in something to, like, um a challenge that I had. So speaking, like, invest in that, like, invest everything that you have. So anything that was a challenge to me, like sitting in the back, being okay with being comfortable. Like, I'm not going to invest in continuing to be comfortable and just sit there. Like, I had to push my boundaries. I guess that's what I mean by like invest in it, like push myself further to do something that's making me uncomfortable, because if I just sat there, I'm not going to get better at it. So it really wasn't about the money. I was more so investing in my growth.
Yeah, with like the energy and effort kind of to push yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for explaining that. I love that. What do you think was like your favorite part of doing the course?
Favorite part? I mean, the whole experience. I mean, I can't sit here and pinpoint one favorite part because there were so many things like, you made it fun. Like I said, that you made it a safe space. People were interacting, um, encouraging one another, like just a space. I guess if it's anything, the space was safe, and that started with you and then with everybody else. If I had to pick one thing, I guess it would be that it's always been a safe space and I can go in there and be who I am, whether that's weird or whatever, like I can just be me. And it felt good to not have to like try to be something that I wasn't and portray something. So
Oh, I love that because I just got like chills and my eyes got teary because that was my intention. Like authentic confidence, which is not trying to be anything else besides ourselves. Speak how we want, speak
right,
how we normally do, like we would with someone that we are comfortable with. Um, And so the fact that you were able to feel that and experience that, and probably also that experience that with other people, that they were authentic in how
yeah,
they spoke and how they came up, that no one's like fronting and trying to like be something crazy or have to wear a mask. Like there's few places in the world I feel like where we can like put all our masks down and that everyone's doing that. And so especially when it comes to public speaking, like I feel like when you hear the word public speaking, you're like, oh, okay, you have to put on a show or something and be something,
right.
which is kind of like what I'm against. So yeah, I appreciate that you got that from it. What do you think is the biggest transformation that you got from the experience?
Biggest transformation is I learned a lot about myself in this whole experience. And I'm big on using my voice and understanding that in a lot of things that I was doing, I was limiting that. So I wasn't really ever empowering myself to use my voice. And through this, that's what came out of it for me. Like even in talking to my wife, she's like, I have noticed a change about you. Like you're talking more, like you're being more vocal about different things, and you're willing to go talk to people. And before I'd be like, hell no, I'm not going. I don't want to be out there with anybody. Like I'm cool in my space. Like I don't need that. And now it's like, wanting to go out and meet people and network with people and learn about other people and their struggles, and because that's what I feel like we've learned through the course also, is like we've learned from one another through struggles, through wins, losses, like all that stuff. So it's been very helpful, and I think that's what I got out of it, is just learning to use my voice and being okay with what my voice is and empowering that and whatever that is, and being okay with the mistakes or not being perfect in my speaking. So
Hmm. Yeah. And I feel like because we were just talking about you like potentially trying to start your own freelance business and going out and networking, you feel like that kind of supported this endeavor that you're considering now as far as like networking and communicating with people?
yeah, absolutely. Because before I would have never reached out to somebody to be like, hey, like, I saw that you're doing this. Do you need any help? Like, I'm free. Do you need any volunteers? And actually go out there, and then also talking to other people that were there. Like before, that wouldn't have been me. And like I've started getting out and doing those things and taking the baby steps. So
That's so, you call those baby steps, but I think those are like such huge steps. And I think some people would be like, oh my God, those are big, big steps to go out there and to talk
true.
about yourself and learning more about them and potentially talking about some things that you could provide them. Like that's kind of some of the, like, that's like some people's like scariest fear and like biggest dream is to just start taking those steps. So, um, those are big.
Yeah,
So good for you, girl.
I guess I didn't realize it. Now that you're saying that, I'm like, it is big because I wouldn't, it used to be scared and like not want to do it and be okay with not, I mean, which it's okay if you don't want to, but now I'm like, no, girl, come on, let's go. And I get excited about it. So it's like, there's a big shift with that.
Good. I'm so happy. Okay, good. Okay. And then what surprised you the most about working with me?
Um, I think I saw it, but I didn't see it. How silly you are sometimes. I think that's what surprised me because I always felt your energy, your vibe, and all that, but like how you embrace being silly and fun and all that. I think that was surprising because I was like recently when I heard you do the DMX kind of like what is it, stop, drop, and soul. I loved it, and I was like, she's too cool.
I love that you think that because some people are like, this bitch is crazy and stupid. So, we're similar if you could like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was cracking up, but I was like, that's so dope. Like, I wish I could do that, like, at some point, you know. So, and yeah, I think that's the main thing is like just the way that you embrace. I don't know if it's something that was like something that I didn't expect because your energy was just like that. You had good vibes throughout. So I guess it kind of is hard for me to answer because it's like you can see it. I don't
but it's like a whole nother level.
know.
Okay,
A
I
good
like
level.
that.
It's good though. It's on another tier. It's like awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is my last question, which is who do you think, like, who would you recommend me to? Like, who would you say this is for?
Anybody. Seriously, like anybody. I mean, I think anybody could benefit from, I think we all know at some point that it's good to be authentic, but what does that really mean for you? And in this class, I think that's what I've learned out of it is like, I've always talked about being authentic, like what it being authentically me, but then understanding that I never really understood what that is because I've always tried to be something to satisfy another person. And I think honestly, a lot of people, and I guess because I could speak for myself and people that I've seen is like we're always trying to um, impress people with for certain things that just showing up authentically, I think anybody can benefit from that. So that's why I say anybody. I think anybody can benefit from this class. So I'd recommend you to a lot of people.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I recommended you to my wife.
Oh yeah? Does
Yeah.
she does she want some speaking support?
Uh-huh. I mean,
Nice.
she's good, but I think like it's like I told her, it's like you can find a way to be more authentic with your speaking too. So
Mm,
anybody can. Like we can all benefit from improving on those little things and whatever that looks like for you, whatever your vision is for yourself. Cause like my family members have called me weird before, and I'm just like, why am I weird? And they're like, because you're always so quiet. Or they used to call me mute. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like I could be in my space and chill. So I don't know. I think like knowing that I can be who I want to be and be whatever that is like that's being authentically me. And yeah, it could benefit anybody. One word, anybody.
anybody, everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, thank you so much, Jessica, for giving me this beautiful testimonial. And yeah, it makes me feel really happy inside